Hi, I Sakshi Arora, Research Associate, Suresh Gamgehar University, Jaipur. So, in this lecture, we are going to discuss about job analysis. What is the job analysis basically? So, firstly, we have to understand what is the meaning of the job. In this lecture, not only we are going to discuss about what is a job, what are their tasks, what are their responsibilities, and how to perform the job, and how they are defining the job, and what are the roles of the analysis and the all things. So the first we start from the job. A job may be defined as a collection or a aggregation of tasks, duties, and responsibilities which, as a whole, are regarded as a regular assignment to the individual employee. When any organization hire an employee, so obviously they are performing the job. So basically, the role of that employee, what are their role, what are their duties, what are their tasks under which employee have to do their regular activities in the particular organization. So the job defined about their tasks, their responsibilities, their duties, so the individual employee can play their role in the organization. In other words, when the total work to be done is divided and grouped into packages, we call it a job. Each job has a definite title based upon a standardized trade specification within a job. Two or more grades may be identified where the work assignment may be graded according to skill, the difficulty in doing them, or the quality of workmanship. Further, a job may include many positions. For a position, a job performed by related to a particular employee. So we know each job has a definite title. Title means like their position, their role, their designation. So according to that specification, they have to do the work. They have to give the assignment according to their skills. They have to perform them. They are sometimes facing the difficulties in performing that particular task. But there are lots of the positions, the designations are available in the organization. Every position, every designation has a different task that is defined by the job. Job analysis. It is a systematic analysis of each job for the purpose of collecting information as to what the job holder does, under what circumstances it is performed, and what qualifications are required for doing the job. So the job analysis, that means the particular purpose of collecting the information for the particular job holder. What are the reason behind it? The main reason behind is that we know for performing a job, for performing a particular task, responsibility, there is some qualifications are required. There are some skills is required for doing that job. That is known as the job analysis. Definition of job analysis. According to Edwin Flippo, job analysis is the process of studying and collecting information relating to the operations and responsibility of a specific job. So particularly through the job analysis, organization need to collect the data that should be the related to the what are their responsibility, what task is performed by the particular employee for the specific job. Another definition of the job analysis is given by Harry White. Job analysis deals with the anatomy of the job. This is the complete study of job embodying every known and determinable factor, including the duties and responsibilities involved in its performance, the conditions under which performance is carried on, the nature of the task, the qualification required in the worker, and the condition of employment such as pay hours, opportunities, and the privileges. So, different definitions are given by different authors, so that we can conclude the definition is that totally the organization need to collect the data about the particular person, so accordingly their qualification required in the particular worker, condition of the employment, what are their pay hours, what are their responsibility, and what's about the opportunities for doing a particular task in that particular organization. So all the things are mentioned in the job analysis. Uses of job analysis. Where can we use this information in the job analysis? So human resource planning. We know in the last lecture we in a deep discussed about the human resource planning. For the main power planning in the organization, that should be based on the supply and the demand of the organization. Recruitment. We know whenever we are going to do the planning of the human resources, and obviously people come and go in the organization, so fulfill that place, fulfill that vacant, we should recruit some person from the, we can recruit the person from the two types, internal or the maybe the external. Selection of the persona according to their skills, their qualification, and the person should be fit in that particular job. So the organization need to selection of the personnel. After the selection of the personnel, training and development is required, because when organization hire the employee, training is also given by the organization, but re-existing retraining is required for the existing employee is very necessary, because due to technological updation, training should be required for the employee, so that should be helpful in the personal and overall development of the employee. Organization audit. So these are the ways where the organization uses of their job analysis. Job evaluation. Next, we have the job design, performance appraisal, career planning, safety, and health. In this, all the terms we will read in the next lecture in detail. Steps, stages, process. And you can see the procedure in the job analysis. Collection of the background information. That means background information is like that should be their data, the organization collect from their resume, that should mention the particular employee on the resume where they passed in the, they work in the past, and what about their qualifications. All the background information should be collected firstly. After that, selection of representative job to be analyzed. Representative job, that is represented by the employee, that should be also the analyzed by the organization. Collection of job analysis data, that means if the employee mentioned all the data, that should be correct, that should be analyzed, that should be correct. After that, the job description. Job description is like what are the responsibilities, what are the tasks, what type of the, you can say the their pay hours, all the things you mentioned in the job description, and about the company profile is also mentioned. Developing job specification. Job specification is different from the job description. What is the job specification? Specification means for performing any job require the some skills, some special skills you can say, and KSA, knowledge, skills, and the attributes are required for performing a job. So these are the steps of the job analysis. Techniques of job analysis data. How can we use this procedure, these techniques? Personal observation. We can observe the employee sending out the questionnaire, through this questionnaire, we can also collect the data, maintenance of their log records, conducting personal interview. So these are the four techniques through that the job analysis data can be collected by the organization. Components of the job analysis. We have the two types of the component. First one is the job description and the second one is the job specification. What is the job description? The preparation of job description is necessary before a vacancy is advertised. That means before a vacancy is advertised in the organization, so before that the organization should be prepare a job description because it is necessary, because it tell in brief the nature of the job. Nature of the job, in other words, you can say it emphasizes the job requirement. What is the job requirement? You can, if you see on the any website of any organization, where whenever you apply in the future after your BBA, after your MBA, so after that you can find there the job description about like totally the all the things provided by the organization about the job history. Okay, that means what are your role, what is your responsibility, what is your pay scale. Okay, all the things are mentioned. It means that you can see the nature of the job available. Definition of the job description is given by the Advent Flippo. Job description is an organized factual statement of the duties and responsibilities of a specific job. It should tell what is to be done and how is to be done and why. This all WH word, that means the what, how and why, is tell by in the job description. The details given in the job description, that means the job title, like your position, organizational location of the job supervision given and received. Okay, material, tools is used by the employee, any machinery, any equipment, that is a work with the particular designation of the immediate superior and the subordinate. All the things are mentioned in the, these details are given in the job description. What are their salary levels, their pay, their DA, their other allowances, their bonus, incentive wage, method of payment, hours of work, shift break, and all the details is mentioned in the job description that is prepared by the organization before a vacancy advertise. Another detail, the complete list of duties to be performed separate according to daily, weekly, monthly, or it should be the, it may be the casual estimated time to be spent on each duty. So according to their designation, they prepare the nature of the job. Definition of their unusual terms, condition, what are the conditions under which they have to do the work, their location, time, their working hour, the speed of work, any accuracy, any health hazard, any accident hazard. Um, After joining, they have to uh, they have to attend the training and the development program, facilities, promotional chances and the channel. What like suppose many organizations said they mention in the job description after 6 months they will give the incentive bonus, any other facilities, all the things is mentioned and given in the job description. Job specification. Job specification is based on the job description. What are the criteria of the job description? That is based accordingly the organization prepare the job specification. It is a written statement of qualification, traits, physical and mental characteristics that an individual must possess to perform the job duties and discharge responsibilities effectively. That means the job specification, which we know that is based on the job description. This is a written statement about the qualification for doing a particular job, about their traits, their behavior, their physical, any mental characteristic that is required for performing the particular job. Definition of job specification is also given by the Edwin Filippo. Job specification is a statement of minimum acceptable human qualities necessary to perform a job properly. Because we know if we hire any manager, if any organization hire the manager, so according to that, they require, they given the nature of the job, okay, in the detail, and after that, in the job specification, what type of the knowledge, skill, attributes are required, what type of the qualities is necessary to perform a manager task. That should be given in the detail of the job specification. Job specification basically cover their educational, their professional, their qualification skills, their practical experience, if they have physical fitness, special qualities required for performing the job, intelligence, judgment, and initiative required for performing the job. All the details are mentioned in the job specification. Job analysis. We know the job analysis has two elements, job description and the job specification, on the which the scientific recruitment and selection by the organization. Job design. Job design is defined by Michael Armstrong as per the process of designing on the content of the job in terms of its duties and the responsibilities on the methods to be used in carrying out the job, in terms of technique, systems, and the procedure on the relationship that should exist between the job holder and his superior, subordinates, and the colleagues. So the job design, you can see the process of deciding the content of the job. That means that should be the like mention the duties, responsibility, what are their criteria under which they have to perform the job, what are their relationship, and that should be adjust. That means they have the relationship between the job holder and his superior also. They have the relation with the subordinates and the colleagues also. IBIT job design is the process, according to IBIT, job design is the process of deciding on the content of the job in terms of duties and responsibilities, on the methods to be used in carrying out the job, in terms of technique, system, procedure, on the relationship that should exist between the job holder and his superior, subordinate, and the colleagues. Both writer, we can say, provide the same definition, the same way of the meaning. Two important goals of the job design: to meet the organizational requirements such as higher productivity, operational efficiency, quality of product, service, etc. So organization has a two goals. Like every organization wants, why they need to design the job, because behind that they have the goals. It may be the long-term goal or maybe the short-term goals. Because of higher productivity or efficiency, the quality of the product services all depends on their employee. To satisfy the need of individual employee like interest, challenge, achievement, or accomplishment. Every organization has these two important goals behind designing the job. That should be followed by the manager, that should be followed by their employees so they can give their 100% and fulfill these goals. Poorly designed job often result in, if any job design is poorly, like in a, you can say like poorly designed totally, okay, without interested or in any like without any criteria, without deciding any goals, so what are their results? Boredom. That means there is a like purely, you can say, the employees will be get bored, okay, not interesting in job. Increased turnover rate also, it reduce the motivation in the employee, and you can find the level of the job satisfaction is very low because the designing job is not good. The way of the level of designing the job is very low. Less than optical productivity, increase is organizational cost, because whenever the turnover rate is increased, so we can find we have to hire the new employees. So for the new employee we provide the training and the development, so this it will also increase in the organizational cost also. techniques of job design through the job rotation, job specification, job enlargement, and the job enrichment. We can see, so these are the techniques of the job design. First, we understand through the job simplification. What is a job simplification? This requires that jobs be broken down into their smallest units and then analyzed. That means, like all the job is broken down, that means divided into the smallest unit, and after that it should be analyzed. Each resulting subnet typically consists of relative few operations. These subunits are then assigned to worker as their total job. According to their total job, after then subunits are assigned to the workers according to their total job that is assigned by the manager or the superior. This is done so that the employee can do this job without much specialized training. Many small jobs can also be performed simultaneously so that the complete operation can be done more quickly. Time and motion studies are often used for work simplification. So basically, the simplification means the jobs are divided into the smallest units. So the employee can perform simply. So they do not require the too much training for performing that particular task. Advantage of job simplification. Whenever the organization divide the subunits into the employees according to their total job, so obviously they require the least training for performing that task. They require the least post is unskilled labor, and that should also help in increase the speed also. What is the job enlargement? That is the horizontal. It involves the addition to or expansion of tasks in the job, and job becomes a meaningful operation. That means that this is the strategy that is adopted by many organizations to combat the ill effects of division of labor. Its focus is on enlarging the contents of job by adding tasks and responsibility. That means at the same place, whenever the employees are performing the task, the additional duties and the activities add in their task, so it will become the more operational, more effective, and give the more productivity in the organization. It involves expansion of the scope and width of the job by means of assigning certain closely related operations. Like we understand it through the example, a clerk in an office doing typing work may be also assigned the task. It is not only the typing, but totally related to the task of the drafting, the simple letters, sorting mail, filling of paper. This will reduce his burden. That means we enlarge his job, we enlarge his activities in the organization and make him or her satisfied with his or her job. His or her efficiency will also improve through the job enlargement. Job enlargement, when it may be the vertical, it is a direct outgrowth of the Hertzberg two-factor theory of the motivation. We all read at a school in a school time about the Hertzberg two-factor theory of the motivation. It is therefore based on the assumption that in order to motivate personnel, the job itself must provide opportunity for achievement, recognition, responsibility, advancement, and the growth. The two-factor theory of the motivation, that means that is based, there is an assumption of the employee. That means if I am the employee, I am motivate myself for doing a particular task because it is an opportunity for achievement the organization goal, the recognition in the organization of the individual, responsibility, what are the advancement I will perform and for doing a particular task, and what about the growth basically. Job enrichment. It is the vertical expansion of the job by increasing the amount of the worker responsibility associated with the position. So basically, through the example, we can understand a worker who previously only loaded boxes for a delivery into a trailer may be given the responsibility of verifying the custom order it's correct. So that means we are expansion, we are increasing the amount of worker responsibility. That means we are increasing the responsibility with the same position. That is a job enrichment. Through job enrichment, autonomy, responsibility, and control become part of workers' job. This is a turn leads to greater feelings of satisfaction, higher motivation, and increased productivity. That means whenever the worker's job, like through the job enrichment, the all the responsibility that should be the control becomes that should be the part of the worker's job. So obviously it will help in greater feelings of a particular employee satisfaction. You can see the level of the satisfaction of the employee, their motivation, and it also increase the productivity of the organization. Job rotation, this refers to the movement of an employee from one job to another over a designated period of a time. Like you can say we rotating, we are shifting the employee from one job to another, so they can, it is not actually changed. Only the employees are rotated among the various jobs. Like before they are doing the different job, now they are doing the different task. This is only like that. We are not transferring them from one place to another place. An employee who work on another job for some days or months return back to the first job. That means if suppose I am working at, at, at a different job, but and at organization rotate me for the another job. So it is not like that after doing after completing the task for the 1 week, for the 1 month, after that I will come back at my place at my first job also. That is a job rotation. This would relieve the employee from boredom and the monotony. It will not like if we are getting bored from the job, from the task. It will also improve the employee skills because from the doing a practice for doing a work, we learn too much thing from the different job. It also prepare the employee to meet the contingency in the organization. So it will never create the demotivate the employee, never like think about the turnover and all things. This is also intended to improve workers' self-image and provides personal growth. This is depend on the job rotation. It is also beneficial for the employee. Job rotation, however, job rotation can have a very limited potential. It does not change the basic nature of the job. Rather, an employee is asked to perform several monotonous jobs in place of a single job. So that is depend on the potentiality of the employee. So employee who want a challenging and satisfied job still feel frustrated. So they can rotate their job. Moreover, frequent rotation of the employee may cause interruption in the work routine of the organization. So if we continuously rotate the employee by at a several times, at a many times, so it will maybe the cause of the interruption. It will create the interruption in him is because when we are any employee who is giving the 100% in the organization for performing any task, so it will create the interruption in performing or completing that task. Approaches to job design: scientific management approach, behavioral approach, socio-technical system approach. Okay, so we have this three type of approaches: scientific management approach that is given by F.W. Taylor, behavioral approach that is given by Hirschberg, and the last we have the socio-technical system approach. Scientific management approach. According to the Taylor, the earliest approach to job design is the rational approach or industrial engineering approach propounded by F.W. Taylor. We know F.W. Taylor, who is the father of the scientific management. Scientific management approach, what is saying, the standardization of job into the single best way by which they can perform. That means what are their standard, under that they have to perform their best way, so they can give their 100% for performing a particular task. The training of the worker in the single best way to perform. Training. Why the training is required? Because whenever any employee who join any organization as a fresher, so they require the proper training. So this is the single best way for performing the particular task. The specialization of labor leading to expertise in the small narrow job. That means we know for leading the expertise, some specialization is required for performing some small narrow jobs, because everybody, anyone have to start it from the small job. After that, that will convert, it will lead into the expertise. The systematic and specific determination of job description for each job, that should be defined by the organization. Monetary compensation should be used to reward successful performance of the job. That means their compensation, it will give the it will increase the motivation of the employee and also give the satisfaction, increase the satisfaction level of the employee. Behavioral approach. During 1950s, Hirschberg research popularized the notion of enhancing need satisfaction through what is called job enrichment. In the job enrichment, like what are their satisfaction level while performing the job, while performing the task. There are many different approaches to job enrichment, yet all them attempt to help the job incumbent satisfy personal need while performing the job. That means whenever any employee who is performing the job, they have to focus on also the organization goals, but also the personal needs while performing. They are satisfied to that job or not. One widely publicized approach to job enrichment uses a job characteristic model. This model is based on the view that three key psychological states of a job incumbent affect motivation and satisfaction of the job. What are the three keys that affect the motivation and satisfaction of the job? The three states are experience, meaningfulness, worth of the work. That means the person that have the experience of a particular work, of the particular task, of this designation, that should be meaningfulness. That means that showing the worth of the work. Experience, responsibility, because through the that said that the practice makes a man perfect. So that's showing the experience, responsibility, knowledge of the result. That means understand how effectively he or she is performing the job. So through the performance appraisal, they can identify their level of performing the job. The more these three states are experienced, the more job acumen will feel internal work motivation. That is true. Socio-technical system approach. This approach called for the decision of work system that would foster a meshing of the technical and social aspect of jobs in order to create jobs which have this supportive relationship. Work teams, not individual job, must be studied. That means whenever the job designed by the organization, that should have the proper supportive relationship. Whether we can talk about the top level, middle level, and the lower level, because it is not like only the one person can run the organization easily. Not for the individual job. We are talking about the work team, group work. That should be must studies. Job design through socio-technical approach require the combined efforts of the employees. What are the efforts is giving by the employees in the organization for achieving the organization goal? The supervisor role, the union representative in analyzing significant different job operations. That is the social technical system approach. Main part, information system. Human resource manager needs considerable information and data relating to all areas of the HRM. Why it is necessary? Because this is necessary for the planning, controlling, decision making, and preparing the reports for the future. The task of analyzing vast amount of HR data has been simplified by the use of computer. This task is from payroll processing to record retention. Retention is like how can we retain the employee. The human resource information system manager must clearly understand the record, that means a record about their main part, those who are existing main part, or the previous main part, keeping and reporting required before designing the system. This is very necessary because through this requirement, each employee very common report can be prepared very easily. It will not take too much time or cost. Main power information system. What includes in the main power information system? First one is a personal profile, like what are their names, gender, community, age, marital status, their address, phone number, email ID, services data. And their career profile, their performance appraisal, their job title changes, their job classification changes, salary changes, promotion, transfer, career path. Why it is required? Because sometimes the organization needs any information, so they can the all the information should be keep in the and record in a one book, so they can easily find out. Skill profile. What comes under the skills? Education, the training, the certificates, license, degrees, skills, hobbies, requested training, interest, and benefit profile like insurance, any coverage, any disability, any provision, any pension, profit sharing, vacation, holidays, sick leave, all comes under the mentioned in the one report. Uses where we can use this human resource information system. Employee recruitment, their test, their interview, their selection. We can easily identify, we can easily verify their data through this information system. What are their labor relation, what are their superior relation, and how their industrial relation, what are their job attitude while performing the job, their attitude is positive or negative, safety and health monitoring, the training and development program, background record maintenance, need assessment for training and development, the training evaluation, the course scheduling. We can use these main part human resource system in this all criteria. It may be the training, it may be the record maintenance, it may be the course scheduling, post control productivity, the salary planning, HR planning, post selection per employee, because it is a very difficult. According to for the organization, that should be defined easily, because if they have the proper record about each and everything, so they can do very easily without wasting a time. Their absentee analysis, turnover analysis, performance analysis, cost of salary, benefit, and last, we can see the employee management, biographical report, maintenance, work history mentoring, skill inventory. So the conclusion is that the all the in the job analysis, firstly you have to define the job. The organization should design the proper job in which all the criteria should be mentioned, under which condition the employee should be performed, what are the why the record of the particular individual employee is required, where we can use, how it is useful for us, for the organization. So thank you.